Did Seedance just beat out Veo 3? Possibly. Check it out. As you've seen in that video clip, these videos look so realistic. This is Seedance 1.0, a model that supports multi-shot video generation for both text and image. It achieves breakthroughs in semantic understanding and prompt following, and can create 1080p videos with smooth motion, rich details, and semantic aesthetics. They said it's smooth and stable motion, so Seedance is really good at features of wide dynamic range, enabling smooth generations and large-scale movements. From subtle expressions to active scenes, it maintains a high level of stability and physical realism. That's what they said, and I will have to agree. Well, they have this video of this person who's biking down an alleyway, and it has some cinematic camera angles where you see it's a drone view, a zoom in of the guy's shoes, and even a front view. They even have people on horses in a parade walking down. The speed's a little off and it does look a little weird, like the cadence and the speed of everything, but overall quality looks pretty good. I like the cars they have where they're racing around the lap. The turn looks a little bit of uncanniness where I would be like, something going on right here, especially that first one that we saw going around the elbow. But the one where it's like some Star Wars spaceship where they're looking like they're about to take off, or a view out of this window, that one's pretty good and smooth. Same thing with this person skiing. I don't know if I would be able to tell if this person was real or not. Definitely looks like some B-roll that I've seen. Even this person who's walking down the runway, nothing from at a glance that I see that's off from the actual person. I'm pretty sure if you did look at the people beside them that was holding up their phones and stuff, I'm pretty sure if you zoomed in on their phones, it was like some AI generated weird stuff. They also say they have native multi-shot storytelling, and they say it's natively supports the generation of narrative videos with multi-coherent shots. It maintains consistency in a main subject, visual style, and atmosphere across shot transitions and temporal spatial shifts. So it's pretty cool where you see the fox kind of running on the ground, where the shot changes from zoom in to the left to the right, different camera angles basically. Even with the guy who's walking into the room and he's looking down at that thing, and it changes and zooms in as the guy's thinking to himself. Even the pianist here where she's playing the piano, and the zoom out of the crowd, zoom into her, very dynamic shots. I think this is very movie-esque of some type of dramatic opening. Well, a little bit of a softer one where there's this lady who has this tiara and the guy walks in, the camera kind of slowly zooms and stuff like that, as well as the woman who's in this desert and the wind is blowing her hijab or her scarf around. This is robot one that, well, it's a robot. I guess you can't really say it looks real or not, but the other video ones besides the fox look pretty real. The fox one, you can definitely tell it's fake, but I wouldn't necessarily think it's AI. It just looks like VFX versus a real fox, right? But they also say they have diverse stylistic expression. They said from photorealism to cyberpunk to illustrations to felt texture, Seedance 1.0 can accurately interpret diverse stylistic prompts to support a wide range of creative needs. So if you want to turn any type of scene, any type of prompt to any style, you can. They have this cyberpunk frog where this frog is in front of this cyberpunk background. But they also have this parrot, which is, I can't think of it. Maybe it's more like Blade Runner. I don't know. I forgot the anime that it's from, but it looks pretty cool. They even have this boat that's running on this almost geometric type of water. They even have this person who has a glass staircase and she's walking up the staircase rather fast. I would think the pacing of it and how she's moving doesn't look as fluid, so I would think it's AI generated. But this deer that's on this mushroom looks fake, but could you tell it's AI generated. I like the one where this tape that's spinning. That looks pretty cool. I've definitely seen that in a Dr. Disrespect-esque aesthetic. And then even the one where this helicopter looks like have you ever seen Adult Swim? What's that show where it's these fries and milkshakes or something, and they're always up to something? Anyway, that's what that looks like to me, at least. They also have precise prompt following that says they accurately parses natural language prompts, enabling stable control over multi-agent interactions, complex actions, sequence, and rich variety of camera movements to precisely translate your textual concepts into videos, which for the most part I would assume so. The only thing about this is they don't show the prompts, they just show good videos. So as you see on the screen is this person who's on a train and is zooming in, and it's like, well, if this is what precise prompt following is, what is the prompt? And the guy getting up, you saw that guy got up, bro was in a hurry, bro. What's going on here? But that was kind of a weird kind of glitch animation. So how good is Seedance if they have those type of glitches in the actual freaking demo, right? But anyway, they even have this rocky mountain where it has these old school televisions, and they're like with like you not have a signal type of imagery on there. Even this woman who has like on her head with like growing out of it. It is weird because I'm hungry, so it actually doesn't look too bad. I'll probably take a piece off that thing. Boy, I have a sweet tooth. But then look at that cheese pool or whatever that is, type of pool off of this like bread or some type of food they're making. And then they also have one where it's like this guy talking to this other guy in a helmet, and it has a heads-up display, which looks pretty cool too. Pretty sure that heads-up display isn't really any audible or like that you can see. But now they have, of course, the model performance, where say below the results for like different models. They have a Seed Video Bench 1.0, which has like mostly evaluations, which is basically like if you ever had like where you have different type of skills that you're trying to go. Anyway, on the chart they have the text to video radar chart, which has C Kling 2.1, Veo 3, WAN 2.1, and Sora. And is anybody really checking for Sora nowadays? But anyway, they have like, and you can see that like Kling does really good at aesthetics, it seems like in aesthetics. It seems like it's more of an overall journalist, and it seems like it's doing better than everybody in almost every category besides like aesthetics. When it comes to like overall, of course, Seedance is doing good there. Overall is actually pretty good. That's the actual category. And following in the ELO and even motion, it says Seedance is better. Veo 3 looks like it's better at aesthetics than Seedance. But 2.1 is better at the other aesthetics. So there's like a ABS and there's aesthetic GSB. So Kling 2.1 and Veo 3 are better at the different aesthetics. But it does seem like Seedance is better overall in multiple categories versus Kling 2.1 and Veo 3. But when it comes to image to video, it seems like overall, again, Seedance is better. But it does seem like Kling 2.1 does better at preservation than Seedance. And it does a little bit, yeah, in both categories of preservation. And they say Veo 3 is definitely not beating out Kling or Seedance at all in any of the categories. I'm not sure what that's about, but I heard that Veo 3 is very hard to get like the quality that we see in some of the videos on Twitter or that was in the demo. But it says artificial analysis video arena. Seedance is number 1 with text to video, and image to video, it's number 1 as well on the leaderboards, at least at the time of the reporting of this thing. As well as they have a creativity unleash explorer, the possibilities, where they have just a few more examples of these different videos that were created. I have like this who's like talking really good, you know, his hair or behind his ear, but he doesn't have hair, he's wearing a freaking hat. So it was kind of weird. The video was kind of weird how he was generated. They had the water fountain, which was pretty good. It seems like it kind of a little bit, but it looks pretty good though to me. The woman with the looking over her shoulder and the wind blowing looks pretty decent, and the 2 guys walking into like these buildings looks pretty good. Also this person who's, you know, train station and everybody's walking past, almost like a fish eye effect a little bit. I like the effect, and it does pretty good. Just that's a that you can achieve, but we'll definitely see once it comes out like how well it actually does. They have a few more generations of like this and this painting crying and these flowers flowing in the wind. You have like this kind of this cat drinking milk out of a mug, as well as the sweater. and this guy skateboarding, which, you know, okay, definitely looks a little weird with the landing and stuff. The crane flying, I think it looks like a pretty good generation. But they have a lot of different generations that they overall. So you could definitely do a lot with Seedance, but we'll see what happens when it actually comes and we can actually use it. Maybe you can already actually use this at, seems like, was it model? Oh no, this is not. Anyway, they have a link to Model Arena. I thought that was where you can actually use it, which I think you can use it there, but I don't see a direct link to try it out yourself. But if I do see one, I'll definitely add a link at the bottom for people to use. But at the time of this recording, I don't see a place where you can actually try this out yourself. But if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest AI news, you should definitely like and subscribe. With that being said, your boy Dex, not Dexter, out.